You're welcome back to your most authoritative news analysis show, Newsfile. My guest, Kweku Bako. We've got also Charles. We've got Ni Akomfra, a very good friend of mine who... Okay, I was almost going to comment something I shouldn't. And of course, Dr. Abdullahi Dramani. Thank you guys all very much. Now, briefly, we're just wrapping up. There are those who felt that the organized labor did not show respect to the memory of ex-president Professor John Atta Mills by not acceding to please not to have the demonstration on the same day that his second anniversary was being commemorated. The president, ex-president Rawlings, Prof. Mills's wife and family, and a host of people from the NDC went to the Asumdwe Park, paid their respect, they laid wreaths, and then there was also a lecture that was organized in his memory, and Dr. Ibn Chambers was there to deliver an address. How did you remember him?
Well, I remember the late president as an academician.
I mean, how did you remember him on the day, on Thursday?
Oh,
because that was his second anniversary.
Yes, I was simply working.
Okay.
I didn't go to any of those
right.
memorial services that were organized.
What do you say about those who say that organized labor should not have done its thing on that day?
I think it's a matter of opinion, and I don't think it takes anything away culturally and even to some extent by law, because if it was 1 year, in my view, I would have, thought that, the labor shouldn't have gone.
Okay.
But 2 years, the fact of life is that after death, life continues.
Okay.
Me? So I think President Mills served this nation. I think that we should all, and I remembered him on the day. I remembered him in my own mind that, yes, this is the day that former President Mills passed. And therefore, and I remembered him fondly, But I think that we need to separate the existence of life. Are we next year, every anniversary of President Mills' passing, is life going to come to a stop still? Is Ghana going to, have 1 day silence, or, So I think we need to put things into perspective. There are real concerns about the nation. If organized labor want to demonstrate, I don't think a given anniversary, even on Founders Day, should be a sacrosanct day not to demonstrate.
I see. What do you say, Charles?
Well, it's unfortunate the good professor passed away. The circumstance, especially the timing.
Right.
We wish he could have lived longer. We wish he could have at least finished his tenure of office. But if his maker called him, who are we to say no?
How did you remember him on the day?
On the day, of course, you and I were in court.
Yes.
But of course, we remember that the good professor passed away on that day. I felt very bad, but very little we can do.
Right. Kweku?
Well, you see, you remember last week was on this program that Dr. Omanibo, in his final submissions, hinted about the program.
Right.
And then I asked the question that, are you suggesting that TUC should then defer? The low-key nature of the organization, of the event, in terms of publicity and other things, contributed to this situation. Labour, I heard the TUC boss, and I agree with him, say that they had even forgotten that that day was a day of some significance to us.
That sounded harsh.
No, he was being honest.
Okay.
The same thing happened to me on this program. You understand?
Yes.
So it did happen. It was because of the low-key nature of how the second anniversary was advertised or projected. So I think there was no mischief or malice intended by organized labor to more or less downplay the significance of the day or to hurt the memory of the good professor who we all admired and respected. So for me, I think that is a matter that should be shelved and put aside. It's gone. It's history. What I mean is, the day the TUC chose, the organized labor chose, should not become an issue for any interrogation that would appear to mean that the significance of the memory of the great professor was being undermined, in my candid opinion. It's a non-issue at this stage. If people who did organization had done it well in terms of publicity, we will not be discussing this issue. I suspect TUC or organized labor did not even receive any formal invitations to partake.
Okay, we've run out of time.
Did you get a drift? I'm sure they didn't get any formal invitations to partake.
Thank you very much. You've been listening to Abdul Malik Wekubaku Jr., Editor-in-Chief of the New Crusading Guide, a regular panelist on Newsfile. Also, Niama Akonfra, Communications Director of the Convention People's Party. Dr. Abdullahi Dramani, he is a development consultant. And thank you very much for coming. This is your first time on our show here, right? Oh, this not? Okay. Not on Newsfile?
Yes.
Okay, I see. That's interesting. And then Charles Bawadria is a labor lawyer, expert on labor and union affairs. My name is Samson Ladi Ayenini. The show was produced by Sedem Ofori with support from Nicolas Opoku, Sami Odame, Emmanuel Ante, who is getting married. Congratulations to you, and Philippa Nete, who has also been supporting. And of course, it was brought to you by Bank of Africa, strong as a group and close as a partner. Errata Motors, the best vehicles at the best prices. Star Travel Policy and Star Assurance, that is your solid partner. Vital Mineral Water, and that's the Experience Mineral Water. MTN, welcome to the new world. ZipNet Internet, simply reliable. Falcon Properties, own a property now. And Latida is responsible for my looking sharp in this African world. Have a good afternoon. The news is up next.